Dale. Daylight come me one go home. Welcome to another BBR Productions, a YouTube channel live lesson brought to you by me. Listen, we all have that dream in our head to be successful in entertainment or anything really, but in entertainment, we're always waiting for that one in a million shot. Hey, I want to be an actor. It's very difficult in the industry. It's like a one in a million shot. Hey, I want to be a band. I want to make a living doing music. Being in a band, right? They always tell you, all your supporters, they always say it's very difficult, it's very hard. Make sure you have a plan B. It's a one in a million shot for you to make it. And the thing is, sometimes the artist brain makes us believe we are doing what's necessary to succeed. However, we say things like, hey, uh, I'm not really going to put a lot of effort into this until something happens. Then I can put 100%. Once I start making money in that field, then I could focus on my career. Another thing people might say, especially, because you want to be successful and being an entertainer, you always get told, nah, you better have a plan B. There's a one in a million shot. And the idea is that we sometimes psych ourselves out. We'll say things like, hey, I'm working this day job. And if something happens here, then I could quit the day job and focus on this. But in the industry, you don't really make a lot of money once you're in the industry. It takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of time before you start seeing a nice return to afford your average monthly overhead. But today, we're going to talk about waiting for that one in a million shot or being productive. As always, I'm Thomas J. Peleza, so please like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing for future content on how to be successful within the entertainment industry. Let's get right to it, shall we? All right. Are you waiting for success to arrive, or are you going out to find where it's hiding? Napoleon Hill, right? This is a good thought. This is a good quote, right? Are you waiting for success to arrive, or are you going out to find where it's hiding? And this is the thing. If you want to be successful, the moment in your head you want to have a career in entertainment, it is no longer waiting till something happens, or if this happens, then I could do this. If this happens, I could do that. To be successful in entertainment, it's the second line, going out to find where it's hiding. It's about being proactive. It's about taking action. Waiting around for success, it'll never happen. And if you're hey, I'll just keep playing shows. We're going to keep doing shows musically, and then we'll get discovered, and boom, we'll get signed and everything will be great. And once we're signed, fantastic. We're gonna be having money. I'm an actor. Once I get one good role, one strong role, somebody will see my performance, and that's it. My career will start kicking off. If I do comedy, if I could just get past at a comedy club, and the right person sees me telling jokes, I'll be on the next show, or I'll be this, or I'll do that, or blah blah blah. That's not going out to find it. That's waiting for success to find you. And in the entertainment industry, it's all about being proactive. We're not here to wait for success to arrive. We're not my performance on stage or my album or my art or my book define me success. You have to go out to find success by doing many things to get involved, but being proactive specifically will help you lead to things. And how do we be proactive? We start building relationships. We start developing our brand and representing our true values. And more importantly, learn the industry that you're in. Okay, run your own race. There is no reason to compare yourself to others. This is another thing that happens, especially with entertainers. We kind of psych ourselves out, imposter syndrome. We look at where other people are, especially those we may be working around or with, or even looking at somebody that's very successful. How did they become successful? I'm better than that, and yet they have a full career, agents, managers, etc. But the thing is, we're not supposed to be comparing ourselves to others. We're supposed to be running our own race. No two people are alike. And if you and your friends start out at the same time and they're doing different things than you, that doesn't mean they're further along than you. They have a different path. But let's say they are further along than you. They're doing things you're not doing, but it's not about comparing yourself to them saying, why are they there, or how are they there, or they shouldn't be there, or God, I wish I was where they are. It's about looking at the process, about understanding what they are consistently doing that you maybe are not doing. Because you might be relying on this mentality still, waiting for success to arrive. So you're going to just continue to do the things you think you should be doing and not necessarily doing this part, which is finding by where it's hiding and saying, what is the industry? What is the process? And what should I be doing to build my business of myself in the entertainment industry? Okay. So run your own race. Comparing yourself to others is only going to dissuade you. And the truth is, if anything, you can't, even if you were twins, you're not alike. No two people are alike. So, all right, take the next step. Not all steps have an instant ROI, return on investment, but they do lead to the next step. Another artist's brain pushback is this idea. Not all steps have instant ROI, so sometimes we don't take those steps. You have to take the next step, which is not the step you want to take, but the next step in the process. And if we're not getting instant gratification, sometimes the artist brain says, well, why are we doing that? Why am I focusing on building relationships with this person? They're not even doing anything with their career. I'm going to try to just become friends with Steven Spielberg. So I'm going to put all my effort into becoming friends with Steven Spielberg. I'm not even going to try to get into the industry. I'm just going to try to get into a Steven Spielberg movie. So I'm going to just audition for every Steven Spielberg movie. Oh, wait, I need a manager, an agent. You know what? I'm going to find out which friend of mine has an agent or a manager, and I'm just gonna steamroll into that friendship and just try to get the manager or agent introduction. Hey, we're friends. You should get me a sign. That's not taking the next step. That's because you're relying on an instant ROI. But the truth is, you should be taking the next step in the process. Be proactive. Learn what it takes to do what it is you want to do by running your business. Because remember, what we do is not our job. Our job rewards us financially to do the thing we do passionately. So the next step in any career is you say, all right, well, I know I have to network. So let me list out the plan to network. And what are the steps to networking? I know I have to have a brand. I need to represent my brand and market my brand and get people to see who I am. So what is the process for that? I need to learn the industry and understand my strengths and weaknesses to see what I bring to the table. So let's work on that. And you just create your plans and you just take the next step. It's not about how do I get my 1 in a million shot. Well, I need the instant ROI. If I make an album, I'll make money. If I do a show, I'll get discovered, right? It's all about being an entrepreneur and being proactive, but consistently proactive. That's the big difference between I need my big break versus let me be consistently active. In fact, longevity, if you hear, it takes 10 years for you to find success, right? But you have to be consistent. If your 10 years is not filled with consistency and it's just filled with these huge jumps and leaps to get a big ROI, you're not doing the next steps, you're not running your own race, and you're not trying to find where success is hiding. You're just trying to be discovered. And those are two different things. All right. You have to get involved to discover that industry. And then once you're in that industry, it's not about being discovered anymore. People already know you. You're involved. You're showing your truth in action, right? Okay. Number 4. Cuatro. Little victories add up. The results will come. Focus on process. So to really reiterate, it's not about waiting for success to arrive and just going, hey, if I make a book, somebody will notice it. If I go and play a show, somebody will notice me. If I do comedy, someone will. It's not about waiting to be discovered. And then I'll do stuff. It's about being proactive to get out there and search for your success by running your own race and understanding that we shouldn't compare ourselves to others. And the way we do that is we focus on our plan and we put time into taking the next step with each level of our plan, because each little step is a victory. Remember, there are 365 days in a year. And if you did one thing a day, that's 365 things you've done in a year. Now imagine you did 2 things a day. Now 3 things a day. Now 4 things a day. And doing one thing doesn't need to take 8 hours. Remember, we talk about it with time management. It's consistently working on stuff and not necessarily trying to finish things, because things will get completed if we are consistently working on things. And every day you should be putting 30 to 60 minutes towards blocks of concept. So, this is my networking block. This is my marketing block. This is my social media block. This is my whatever block. You are totally in control of what you name those blocks. But remember, 30 minutes to 60-minute blocks. And then you get to say yay or nay. And when the bell goes off, you go, I have to stop this. I will work on it tomorrow. Let me go to the next block. And now you're doing a little bit at a time, and it will add up to a major event. There's some projects that I've been working on where I put 60 minutes each day, Monday through Friday, on that project. And by the end of the week, how many hours did I put towards that? 5, but I'm not exhausted. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not wearing out my brain, right? And then the following week, I actually use that time slot to do another project. So every month, I'm working on 4 projects, 5 hours each project, but I'm not killing myself on it. And I have to remember, it's not about like, let me get this done, because I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not going to be reliant on that project. Because you're so always put I own a production company, so I should always have multiple projects and different variations, different variables of development, et cetera, right? And so should you. Whatever you're a musician, you shouldn't just be working on an album. You shouldn't just be working on a show. If anything, you shouldn't be working on either of those for success. You should be working on those for your reward. Like, oh, I love recording music and I love playing shows. But you should be doing a little of everything to get involved in your industry and not to be discovered. Remember, we're doing things to find success, meaning we're finding ourselves within success. We're finding ourselves within that environment, within that industry. If we're just going, hey, check me out, no one's going to pay attention to you. Because if that's the case, go to a neighborhood you don't live in where no one knows you and just wait, hey, or go knock on someone's door and go, hey, I don't live around here, but I was wondering if I could come in and hang out with you. And they'd be like, what? I mean, don't do that. You might get killed or something. But if you did that with somebody they'd be like, oh, what are you doing? Come on in. You hungry? We're about to have dinner. Because you built a relationship with them, right? But artists are like, well, I did this thing. It's awesome, amazing, unique. Now go to a door and be like, do you want this music? Hey, can I do 5 minutes of comedy for you? Hey, I wrote a book. Would you like to buy it? Who are you? I don't know who you are. So you have to, before you can earn the right to sell products and make money on that, you have to start building relationships within the industry. So people start pushing and developing you and caring about you and putting you into situations where you can start doing mass marketing, in the sense where like you start getting involved. Back in the day, if you did stand-up comedy, one of the biggest things that could happen is you get thrown on the road with a name. And how do you get thrown on a road with a name? You do right by them. You develop a friendship, and then from that friendship, they're like, hey, I like you. Why don't you come and be my opener or be my host? And then while you're on there, when that headliner ends up getting a good deal or a show or whatever the case may, or they get another big opportunity, who are they going to bring with them? The people they're friends with. That's what Adam Sandler did. That's what Louis C.K. did. That's what George Carlin did. That's what Dangerfield did. He's notoriously famous for that. In fact, he opened Dangerfield so he can hone comedians. It's all about building those relationships, right? You got to build them. All right. So, little victories add up. Let's talk about the last thing. And before we get there, remember to like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing to the channel so you can learn how to be successful in your career, specifically the entertainment industry. Again, we are on Twitch. We do the Facebook groups, and we are on YouTube channel, our own YouTube channel. Trying to grow it, trying to build it, trying to make things happen. We post a lot of stuff. There's a lot of backlog videos on the YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe to that channel. Feel free to support that channel, like, and share the videos. All right. Let's do number 5. Ooh, 15 minutes. We're doing good with time. Do you hear the dogs? Got dogs. Dogs everywhere. All right. Number 5, embrace opportunity as it comes, not as you can take it. All right, before I get to the next line, let's really focus on it. Embrace opportunity as it comes, not as you can take it. We talk about it often on this channel that part of your job, right? Once you understand the triangle of life and the three needs of success, the three needs of longevity, and the three needs of purpose, we also have to understand the financial foundation or our startup capital. The financial foundation or startup capital, which is usually 18 months of average monthly overhead saved, gives us the opportunity to embrace opportunity as it comes. If opportunity comes and we have to say no because we have a day job or we don't have the money or we don't have the time or whatever the case may be, it leads us to this. What's the point if you want if what you do can't be anything but a no? What is the point of building relationships or building a brand value within a certain community if you have to say no based on availability? And that goes back to this, waiting for that one in a million shot. Are you waiting for success to arrive, or are you going out to find where it's hiding? And if you can't take it, right, because you are not allowed to embrace the opportunity, you're also wasting those relationships. If you build relationships and then an opportunity comes up and you have to say no because you can't afford it, why are you even putting time into those relationships? Because if your brain is saying, well, I'm waiting for my one in a million shot, basically, if the right relationship asks me and then they go, hey, we could pay you this much money, then I could quit my job and then I could say yes. But the truth is, run your own race, take the next step because the little victories add up. A small opportunity with a small ROI, which could lead to the next step, is more powerful than waiting for that one in a million shot. If you have to say no to a whole bunch of little ROIs or little no ROIs, a return on investment, which would be your time, and you can't take the next step, you're just going to keep waiting longer. And the artist brain is willing to do that because they make excuses for that to make sense. But the entrepreneurial brain, the business of entertainment, doesn't understand this, doesn't understand why they're going to say no. I have to say yes. I have to be able to sacrifice to say yes. But I teach people that you don't have to sacrifice anything. Well, you have to sacrifice in the beginning to create your foundation. But what I'm saying is you don't have to sacrifice your brand value. You don't have to sacrifice your integrity. What does that mean? Well, sometimes opportunities that come up and you're like, well, I don't really agree with this. For example, let's say you're a female actress and you don't want to be naked in a film, but it's a big opportunity. But it's really not a big opportunity, but in the head, well, I get to be on screen and they'll see my face, and I'm going to be considered the co-lead, so I'm going to do it because I have to because I need to pay my bills. So I'm going to take it. It pays $3,000. That's a lot of money in the acting world, right? So you take it and you have no control over being able to say no to that. You're supposed to be able to say yes to the opportunity that makes sense to your brand. Now, again, embrace opportunity as it comes is important to say yes to everything unless it is against your brand. Saying yes to things that are against your brand can only damage you. But having the control to say yes or no to opportunity is more powerful than not as you can take it. If you don't have the ability to say no or yes, then the opportunities are dictating your actions, and that's bad. So if you have to say no, then you really don't have a choice. And that's why we talk about it often on this show. You got to create that financial foundation. You got to create that capital startup so you can start your business. Your business is that you're an entertainer. You need to have the power to be at your business. Imagine you open up a donut shop and you didn't have the financial capital, so you got to go work at another place. Let's say you go work at a car dealership cleaning cars just so you could afford the overhead on your donut shop. If you're not at the donut shop, you're not controlling the integrity of its movement. Every owner has to be there. When you own a company, a business, you have to be there. You have to be able to create opportunity. You have to be able to embrace and find where the opportunity is. You got to be able to say, listen, we're Burger King. That's our own race. We don't need to worry about McDonald's. Okay. We need to take the next step. What is the next evolution? McDonald's did that. What was the next evolution? They went from let's license. Well, let's find out the speedy cook. What's the speedy system to cook the food, get it to the person, right? What is the purpose of us? We don't want to be a drive up. We want to sort of be like a family restaurant. What's the next thing? We want to license it. Okay, let's license it. All right, we're not really making money with licensing, so let's create a real estate company. So we're going to buy the land, and people have to pay whatever price for the land, and then they pay a licensing fee. What's the next thing after that? Let's make deals with Coca-Cola. Let's start getting involved with foundations. See, we're taking next step. As you can see, the victories get bigger and bigger. Right now, the house that Ronald built that helps with cancer kids. Right, it just gets more and more intense. All right, and you can't just be like, "Oh, I just want to act." You can't just act. You're a business. If you want to just act, just do it. But it's the moment you want to be successful in something, especially like entertainment, and your mind is linear on like, well, I just want to play guitar, right? Like even Metallica doesn't just play guitar. They own several variations of the company that is the Metallica Inc. Same thing with Kiss, same thing with any band that has longevity. Slipknot is a business. Slipknot is very calculated in what they do. But anyway, that's neither here. All right, so there you go. Waiting for that one in a million shot. I don't think you should. I think you should be proactive. I think you should be going out to find it. There is no reason for you to be comparing yourself to others. Remember, not all steps have an instant ROI. So remember, even the small things with no return lead to big things eventually. And that's why we worry, and that's why we focus on the little victories that add up so we can embrace opportunities as it comes, not as we can take it. Really hope this video helped. If it did, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to elevate the people that watch so we can learn from what misconceptions are out there for those in the entertainment industry. And once we learn and understand, we like to share the content to people that we want to elevate. Because if everyone's elevating around ourselves, including ourselves, it gives us the power to work, grow, and rise together. As always, I'm Thomas J. Beleza. Peace and harmony. And remember to be good to one another. All right, there we go. I'll see you next time.